Beyond the Mic with Sean Dillon.
We're joined on the star line by Grammy-nominated, Tony Award-winning, and timeless music artist. The album, Imagine, is her return to R&B. She's been making waves in music for 50 years. We welcome the marvelous Melba Moore.
Hello.
Melba, let's go beyond the mic. Why was it time for this 28th album release, Imagine? And how did it feel to be in the studio doing what you love again?
Well, I've been doing it along with everything else that I've been doing, and it was brought to me by my daughter and her uncle, Bo Huggins, who are now the executive producers of this album. And it just came song by song, and we didn't have a concept. And after 2 or 3 years of doing this, we listened to them all together and realized we had an album. So that's how it came about.
Now, this album isn't like any other you've ever done. Why is that? How did your daughter bring this all together?
Well, she reminded me that her Uncle Bo and her dad were behind all of the success that I had in recorded music. And they would probably know better than I would even what songs might be great for me, except that the business had broken up, the family had broken up. We really weren't in contact with each other. So she was saying, well, Ma, you should still listen to these songs and see if they might work for you. And we came out with, I think it's just an incredible project called Imagine.
Melba, you've been in TV, starred in films, acted on stage, been a public music school teacher in New Jersey. Where do you find your joy?
Well, my center, I'm sure, is music. I come from a musical family. All of my spirituality kind of grew and began with music. And it seems that when I'm faithful to my music, I get to do everything else. Everything seems to spawn from that.
What was your greatest blessing of this album?
Oh, my gosh. I think the total journey of it being encompassed in one project, because I'm so diverse. But my problem usually is people don't quite know what to do with me. You know, they can see that I have these long high notes and everything, and they'll want to put them in places, but they won't know where to do it. But I could do whatever I felt like doing here, because each song was, well, first of all, there was no concept, so we weren't bound by that. We could just take each song. They already had a concept of what they thought of me, which is wonderful because you can't see yourself the way somebody else sees you outside. So with each song, I took it and just made it like it was a whole album. And I was thinking in terms of, maybe this would be great for a single release because everybody's releasing singles. So each song to me was like a whole album. So I could just be my whole self. And I worked with people like Ronnie Harris and some of the others, Janice Dempsey, people that I've worked with over the years who really know me so well and say, Melba, don't do that so much. Come over here, kind of help guide me in what I do best. And so each song is like an album to me.
Still have a 5-octave range. How blessed were you to have such an incredible talent and be able to take advantage of it?
Oh, tremendously. And I guess maybe part of the blessing was it didn't all come at one time. I remember the first day I was able to hit a belt, a high note. When I say belt, usually when you can belt a loud, strong, hard note, kind of in your upper middle range, but not the high range. When the first time I heard I could belt it out and it went across the room, it projected. I thought it came from somewhere else.
Melba, it's time for the Rocky Nate. 8 random questions. Answer with the first thing that comes to your mind. There is no pressure.
All right.
Best musical other than Hair.
Oh, it's definitely Pearly.
Logical. When on a plane, do you like a window, aisle, or middle seat?
Definitely an aisle seat so I can go to the restroom.
What's the best thing about your daughter, Charlie?
She's mine.
You have to have something else.
Well, she has a beautiful heart. She'll listen. She's very strong-minded, but she's not strong-willed. She has a loving heart.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
Vanilla.
I know it's like picking a child, but what's the favorite of all your albums?
Maybe the one that has Lean On Me that Van McCoy did with This Is It, because it was the first time that I really heard myself developing as a commercial recording artist. And it was the first time I had a chance to record Lean On Me, which I had heard Aretha Franklin do. And my voice is nothing like hers. And of course, she's my idol, and have him do my arrangement on it, and it's become a signature song of mine. So even looking backwards now, that's probably my favorite album.
You're a very sophisticated woman. Which is better, opera or ballet?
Oh, that's a hard one for me because my natural gift is classical opera, but I love ballet.
You've lived in New York for years. What's your favorite memory of New York?
Central Park.
Really?
Well, that's why I grew up there.
Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
I was an introvert.
What do you have to tell your fans who've supported you all these years?
Don't go anywhere, please, because I'm a late bloomer. Stay with me, please. And thank you.
How has music touched your soul?
I think it's given me longevity. It's extended my life at times when I probably might have committed suicide. It touched me in the way that it touches everybody, but sometimes we just don't know it. If we could get inside of it and examine it a little bit, we probably will have a better life. It enhances everybody's life.
With the younger generation discovering you now, how have they revived who you are? Well,
first, they remind me that growing older is a gift and not a hazard. Because now they say, go ahead, Auntie. I said, you know what? They're still following me. They're still supporting me. But I've grown older because especially in show business, we're so focused on holding on to our youth or what we perceive it as. We want to trash the maturity that comes along with it. But now we realize, okay, these are your fans, but they're your children now. Embrace them.
It's time for One Big Question with Melba Moore Beyond the Mic. Melba, when you look back at your amazing life and career, what's the one memory you want people to remember?
I cared about you. I loved you. I did what I did and became a better person because of you.
She loves vanilla ice cream, has to have that aisle seat on the airplane, and her album, Imagine, is out now. We thank the wonderful, talented, marvelous Melba Moore for taking the time to talk with us today.
Thank you. I love you. Thank you.
And that, my friends, is a Beyond the Mic shortcut.